As I sit patiently awaiting the next rip, I find myself taking that best sip of the finest drink, and I bite my lip a little bit, and I start to think a little bit about how it kind of fits into this equation of my life. Caffeine plus nicotine gets my adrenaline pumping and jumping, so I can set my scene so serene and continue this badass dream of mine when I find the time. Awakening to the sound of a ticking clock, my life stuck on this block, one more day just ticking off. Yeah, as I take off on this plane that puts my life in the fast lane, and my strife sitting just as plain as the day I finally went insane and realized that all the time I spend in my mind is just a blinding, ringing, stinging, banging version of what life isn't for me. Awakening to the sound of a ticking clock, my life stuck on this block, one more day just ticking off on my metronome, just spitting off. So I put it to the back and focus on these stacks of money, because ultimately I never fight back, only forward, onward, a convert from a life of pallid plainness over yonder. And as I ponder how I've conquered my desire to wander, I always stand stronger, this mess of shit just making me bonkers. Fuck. Awakening to the sound of a ticking clock, my life stuck on this block, one more day just ticking off on my metronome, just spitting off these licks that stick in your ears. And so I sauntered for years, honored that people let me come over yonder, not bothered by my intentional candor, always opposite of pander, and I don't know what to do about how some people take that. Some people just call it slander, Russ, and at that, with a twist of the wrist that makes them bite their lip in anticipation of that next rip to their soul, a hole I toss all my trash in. Awakening to the sound of a ticking clock, my life stuck on this block, one more day just ticking off on my metronome, just spitting off these licks that stick in your ears and shift your shit like nails on chalkboards. All the hordes of people telling me what is or isn't neat, though why my motive always changed with my flow. The flow is the motive, don't you know? For real. Can't they just learn to deal with being awakened? Fucking jackasses. Blinking out again, blinking out of time, no steam, no deal, nothing real or imagined. Nothing is a lot of something when it's what you got, not another thought really. I've never bought it truthfully. The end is in the reality, and the reason you see it's always just me feeling the feels and drinking a dream like so much rum and coke with a roofie to top that cookie with the realest amount of sugar and play hooky with the most dangerous part of the middle of my brain. Just a drain on already slim resources. A lack of pain is what makes it normal to see it, feel it, touch it, but not taste it or take it. What it is or is what it was. Not much more than zero to the lack of a hero in that moment, which brings all the things to the front and ultimately separates us from ourselves to lead a rushing ruining of ruminous things. That's what happens. It's never different from me, and why should it be? It's my state of being in those matters of conscious, stringing me along. No song to be sung, no music to play, no way to stay sane in the slow lane. If there was a song, it would be slow, dense, and long, and filled with those things that nobody wants. Granted is as granted does, whether you take it or not. It's okay though, just another day in the life of no cut and eight. Whether you take it or not, it's okay though, just another day in the life of no cut and eight. Just another day in the life of no cut and eight. Wake up.